doing this now because I know this will maybe upset you a little bit to save you an entire lifetime of, to quote Sam Kinison, I'm in hell! Hey, Steven, I'm really stuck and need some help. Okay, before I continue, if you're physically stuck, like in the bog of eternal stench, if it's quicksand, I cannot help you. As a matter of fact, the rest of the letter's empty. So
what if that guy?
That's probably what happened.
You had to cut his arm off. He was stuck between the rocks and the. Gosh, that's
127.
Oh, was it 127 hours? Oh, when he cuts through the ulnar nerve. Ooh, that's really rough to watch.
I didn't watch it on purpose.
Okay. So. Stuck, needs some help. For the past month or so, I've been going out with this girl. A lot of relationship advice.
Yeah.
A lot of people I've noticed in the Me Too era that it's just become a lot more prevalent. I'm starting to get really strong feelings and want everything to go well, but there seems to be one thing wrong. She's a Democrat. What do you think my advice? What do you think my advice is going to be?
No.
Yeah.
By the way, Democrat, capital D, not a lowercase d. It's that much of a problem.
Really?
She's already got into you.
I think we have bigger
she's already got her
problems here,
claws. Not only that, but I'm afraid she may be a leftist.
Well, she's a Democrat. Of course she is.
She is.
I mean,
There doesn't seem to be a difference.
She's going to school. I always love how Democrats will say, well, I'm a classical liberal. Well, what do you mean? I believe in freedom, except for taxes, abortion, and all right. So
Okay,
you're not
so
a
not so
classical
much
liberal at all.
freedom, yeah.
I believe in freedom, just not economic freedom, freedom to pick your own health care, freedom to pick your own retirement plan. I mean, but I'm all for, like, I want you to be able to say offensive things, and I want to be able to do weird sex tricks. I'm a classical liberal. But I want to take your money at gunpoint. You're not a classical liberal. Shut up.
No, get away.
All right. She's going to school for political science and then later law school. Is it possible for me to have a meaningful discussion with her and be able to defend the views that I see as moral and fair? Or should I just keep my mouth shut and avoid it like the plague? Missed an E on the. This is tough love. I'm your guru.
You like the spell check.
If you do not know how to spell the word the, you have no chance in life.
It's got an A on the end of it.
Also, she's a Democrat. She's probably a What is this a thing?
I don't think they use
I don't
those
know.
words.
All right. That one's going on YouTube. Should I just keep my mouth shut? Half my family is Democrat, but not nearly to this degree.
Ooh.
I'm really worried that when she talks down to me, I'll lose interest in her and wang to move on. I think this was written on an iPhone. This wang. By the way, if it auto-corrected wants to wang, I would like to see your text strings with this lady.
How many times have you said wang to her?
How many pictures have been sent?
Oh my God.
Plot it also views. Okay, that means political views. Okay. Isn't something I think people need to take into consideration when deciding who to marry. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I have no advice for you. You're an idiot. You are an idiot. I'm sorry. Listen, I appreciate. First off, this is like what I used to watch. I used to listen to Dr. Laura as a kid, and someone would call in and go, "Dr. Laura, I love your show. Long-time listener.
First time
caller.
caller.
I need help. I'm living with my boyfriend. He says I get really good BJs, and she's like, oh, okay. So you're a whore. That's what she used to say. Listen, you've seen this show. I do. First off, a couple of things. There seems to be one thing wrong. She's a Democrat. That's the ultimate wrong. Yeah. Democrat, leftist. Do you go on to specify leftist? Hold on a second. Okay. Is it possible for me to have meaningful discussion? No. Should I just keep my mouth shut? What? Are you a man? Can you do a testicular check for me right now? Do it as though you're checking for testing. You know what? Let's go with prostate cancer as well. I want a deep and thorough exam, because if you are even thinking about marrying someone who will talk down to you, it makes you think that you might have to keep your mouth shut, and you're talking about marriage, that means keep your mouth shut and have someone talk down to you for the rest of your life? What are you, out of your mind, sir? I don't think it matters. Well, guess what? It does! It does matter! It does matter. Her political views matter. Her religious views matter. What she sees as moral and immoral, it's the only thing that matters, dummy. What do you think it's a matter? Whether she has C cups?
He's probably not a boob guy. My problem.
We like the same movies. We have the same. Shut up. Go ahead.
See, this is the part where exactly guys go after the wrong things. He contradicts himself. He goes through the pains of writing you a letter and then says none of the things that he's brought up as concerns matter in dating. I don't really understand. I don't think the problem is the girl. I think he's the problem. He is a logical contradiction of himself. These things, the two most important conversations you can ever have, politics and religion. Those two things are the most important. You never shut up on those things. And yes, they're important. He already knows that because you wrote the letter.
Right.
I'm not sure where he's coming from now.
People say don't talk about those two things. Like, I understand maybe if you're in a barber shop.
No, have
But I
conversations.
still have those conversations all the
bring them
time.
up
But
in a
it
nice
certainly
way.
doesn't apply to your future spouse.
Right, and the half of the family that's Democrats, you can't keep your mouth shut forever on
What are you
something.
going to do when you're raising little antifas?
Yeah.
What do you do when your 3-year-olds are taking kids out of their Power Wheels and punching them in the face?
Look, that's a practical thing. So I was in a relationship. The other girl that I almost married when I was in my early 20s, we had this thing, and I came down to it. She didn't believe in God, and she was a super left-leaning person, and I was just infatuated with this girl. And finally, one of my buddies, thank God, said, "What are you doing? You're never going to be able to think think down the road when you have."
Was it me?
Right.
No, it wasn't you.
I've done that quite a few times with other ones.
Crowder gave me some good tough love along the way here. He said,
I did.
there
But
was
you know I love you.
Yes, it was very helpful advice. But he did the same thing. And you can't just think that these things aren't important and won't affect life decisions.
This man is, I would disagree with you. You're not a walking logical contradiction. You're a spineless person. I mean this right now. You're a now why am I being so, I'm being harsh here because first off.
With love.
With love. Why? I'm doing this now because I know this will maybe upset you a little bit to save you an entire lifetime of, to quote Sam Kinison, I'm in hell! So right now, a little bit, ooh, that stings, as opposed to 30, 40, 50 years of
The faithful wounds of a friend.
Hopper doesn't even care.
He's so out.
It's just so ridiculous. No, we don't drug him, by the way, to all the people who are asking. Okay.
Just real sleepy.
I would give this same advice to if an Antifa person said, should I marry Lindsey Graham? First off, I'd say, there's an issue here. Second, no. You shouldn't marry a Republican. You shouldn't marry a conservative. I'm sorry, I just don't agree with it. I don't think you should marry someone. I don't think you should waste time in a relationship with someone who has a fundamentally different view of the world than you do, especially if you're talking about bringing children into the equation. Oh my God.
That would get very difficult very fast. Now, one point of clarification here: if you don't really care about what's going on and you just check the boxes R and they check the boxes D and
then
they
this
don't really
wouldn't
care,
bother
that's
this
different,
person.
right? It wouldn't bother you in the first place. So we're talking about people that have big beliefs in these camps.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Here's the guru asking you a question. If you don't think it matters, you don't think the morality matters, you don't think a worldview matters, you don't think politics matter. It seems the world does it a different way than I do. It seems maybe I'm in the minority. Okay, comment. I'd like to hear your advice, your feedback. How do you pick a spouse?
Yeah, what does matter?
What does matter? Because you know what? For those people, I don't have any advice. I really don't. To me, these are the first questions you've got to ask. It's just sending an email in here to a segment called Tough Love. I do not. It isn't something I think people need to take into consideration when deciding who to marry. First off, you don't even say this. You don't even say I don't think it's a deal breaker. I don't think it's something people need to take into consideration. When it comes to who you're marrying, you need to take everything into consideration.
Right.
Yeah.
Including where your hips are in relation to your body, what kind of torque that will generate. Your puzzle pieces, man. Emotionally, spiritually, physically, everything matters. And you're saying everything matters except what should be at the base of the food pyramid, which we were told for a long time was life cereal.
Right. Which led to death.
The base of
Weird.
your pyramid, you're saying,
strange how
I'm just
that
going to take all, that's all gone.
Yeah.
This is moronic. If you believe this, it's moronic, but I don't think you believe it because it wouldn't be bothering you and you wouldn't be emailing me asking for advice. Run. Hey there, YouTube viewer. If you like this video, watch another one of our videos or subscribe, hit the notification bell. Those don't really mean anything anymore today in YouTube. I would say hit a like with a thumbs up, but that might be gone, or comment below, but that most likely will be censored. So bookmark the page. Of course, if you're using Google Chrome, they'll find a way to f with your bookmark. So just join up at louderwithcrowder.com/mugclub. That's louderwithcrowder.com/mugclub. You get a hand-etched mug and you get access to the full daily 1-hour show, and you're not beholden to Susan Wojcicki /Clint Howard.